Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast channel. I am joined with Dom today.
Hello.
We have another American on. You're like the second. I've done 3 episodes and I've not bothered with British people. I've just thought, let's go straight international.
I love that.
So Dom, I mean, we've only started talking like recent when I asked him to come on the podcast, but I do know of Dom, which we'll get into in a minute as to why. And yeah, do you want to just say a bit about yourself, what you do? Just a little bit.
Sure. So I live in New York City. I'm a freelance graphic designer. I mostly work with people in the music industry, but like every once in a while, like I'll work with a couple influencers. They're not my favorite people to work with, but yeah. I feel like that's pretty much it.
Well, so that was a quick sum up. Fair play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know Dom from his graphic design work because obviously you've worked with Johnson. Anyone who doesn't know,
Okay.
Jack and Jack. So I knew you from that. I'm trying to think if there's anything like older than that because I have known of you. I went to the virtual concert that you did.
No way.
Yeah, so back in like what was it, like May?
That was like early quarantine. Yeah, that was like April, May. Yeah.
So Don basically put together a virtual gig, and it was, if anyone knows me from my actual YouTube channel, I vlogged the whole of the Jack and Jack tour that I went to. He basically put together a gig of clips from the tour, so it was kind of like live. And that is actually how I first heard of you. Actually, now I
No
remember
way.
it.
That's awesome.
And that was sick. It was like really late for me, but I was like, you know what? I do not care. I haven't got to get up for anything in the morning.
Yeah.
Who needs sleep? I wasn't working, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sick. So thank you for putting that on.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Right now. Sorry.
I can cut it out. It's okay.
Okay. Thank God.
And then yeah, so we did that. That was sick. And then I remember. I don't know if this was this before or after. Because you make those TikTok clips as well, the sounds, don't you? Like for different artists.
The ranking, yeah.
And I did the OG Jack and Jack songs one. I remember doing that.
I definitely saw your video. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I first heard of you, and then obviously you did Johnson's new, if I'm correct, new like designs for merch and the EP. Am I right? Correct me.
Well, so I didn't do any of the merch yet.
Right.
Maybe some stuff coming soon.
Oh yeah, it was. You say you didn't do the Uli merch then, or did you?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay,
So
that's where I got confused. I was like, yeah, okay.
No, you're good. I've done the Bad News cover art.
Yeah.
And then like all the promo stuff that he posted on his Instagram, like that word scramble thing, I did that. And then we have some stuff coming soon. I did the filter that he has up on his Instagram right now.
Yeah, I've
and
used it.
He's putting out some signed EPs, and I did like I didn't do the cover art, someone else did it, and they're a sick graphic designer as well. But I did like the physical like product design.
So how was that? Is that one of your what's your favourite like work that you've done, and who, if it was for anyone? I mean, it might just be something that you've done out of the blue, like, you know, but just talk about your favourite, your least favourite, if you want to spill a bit of tea.
For sure. So my favorite, honestly, I don't know if you know who Max is. He had that big song on the radio, Lights Down Low.
I might know it if I heard it.
Yeah, so he just recently put out his second album, Color Vision, and I did a lot of the merch and like product design for that. I actually, hold on, I have something here, actually. He sent a couple people these beats as like part of like a PR type package thing with the album, and so I did like the product design for the sleeve. That might be one of my favorite things. And then I have some stuff coming with Jack J that's actually like my favorite. So stay tuned for that. Yeah,
how
like
soon,
early next year.
Early next year. Oh, well. We'll look forward to that then. So you also do, so you do it like, you just do it as well, don't you? So it's like you don't just do it for people. You sometimes just create your own stuff. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Sometimes I'll post things on like my Instagram and Twitter. Mostly doing it for like the exposure purposes to like get the artists that I want to work with to see that like I can do what they are looking for. And surprisingly, like this year, it's really worked out really well. I've been a Jack and Jack fan for like 5 years now, and I was always telling them, oh, like, if you guys ever need anything, but I never really posted anything. So that might be why they never hit me up in the past. Also, like, working with record labels, it's not easy all the time.
Yeah, they're very picky, aren't they?
Yeah, and they usually have like their in-house team, so they don't usually outsource people. So when he went solo, I really took that as the opportunity. I was like, listen, like I've already mentioned this like 100 times, but if you ever need anything, like hit me up. And one day he DM'd me super randomly on Twitter, and he was just like, oh, text me. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, sure. And that's how we got into the whole pastel thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Well done. Anyway, so, I mean, did you create the logo for it, or what was
I
your?
didn't. I don't know who did. I started working with him right before Bad News came out, and so then since then it's been an ongoing thing.
So what stuff have you done for him that's been out apart from Bad News? Is there anything else, or is that what's coming?
Yeah, basically everything else is coming early next year, except for the physical CDs, which I think he's trying to like put them out like next week or something.
Yeah, I saw that. So you created the CD kind of concept sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's sick. I don't know if I can afford one at the moment because now I've got to save up for New York.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to meet when I come as well.
Absolutely.
I'll have to go for, I don't know, what's like a popular thing to go for food in New York? What's like churros? Is that a thing?
Honestly, like everybody always comes here for like different food, but honestly, the pizza here is like better than the pizza anywhere.
I'm not a pizza fan, but I can have, you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that you have to have in New York, pizza.
Oh yeah, for sure. You have to come to Brooklyn. Brooklyn has the best pizza.
Well, we obviously haven't planned everything yet, but like I've just been sat thinking of things to do. My friend wants to go to Sephora.
Oh my gosh.
We definitely want to go and see someone on Broadway. Whatever's on, we're just going to pick one that we're like, right, even if we've not seen it, we have to. We're in New York, like it's the best place for Broadway minus London. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I want to go ice skating in New York. I don't know why, it just seems like I don't know. It's just one of them weird things. But I'm excited. Yeah, for anyone, because we spoke about this before I came on. Dom's from New York, as he said, and me and my friend are planning on going next year. So we're excited for that. I'm excited.
So
anyway,
you might actually. Are you going to be here for Halloween?
We leave on Halloween.
Oh man.
Because it's kind of unfortunate because I've always wanted to go after my 21st. And I think because of everything that's happened this year, rather than me saying, okay, let's go in 2022 in summer, when it's probably the obvious time to go, blah, blah, blah. I think because of everything that's happened with me and her this year, like in general with Corona and personal stuff, we're like, you know what, let's just do it.
For sure.
And so we had to work it around because obviously university here, because we start university, like the first semester, we start at the end of September, which is really late.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we don't get, normally in England, obviously I'm not sure if it's the same in America, when you're in school, you start at the start of September and you get a week off in October, like a break. You get a spring break, like stuff like that.
Okay.
And we get a week off in October. But obviously because we start uni late, we don't get the week off. So we're going for 10 days because it works over weekends, so we only miss 1 week of uni. We can't really risk staying longer for that reason, so that is annoying. But I feel like we're going at a good time because I don't know, it just that time of the year as well. I don't know why. And I like that it's after my birthday because I didn't tell my mum. I just booked the hotel without telling my mum. No, she can't say anything. I'm 20. She can't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I text her. I was like, going to New York next year, and she was like, she messaged me this morning. She was like, "Oh, best get saving then." So she's up for it.
Wow,
and I think
I love that.
She knows I've always wanted to go, and she said that because it's after my 21st, she will give me money towards it as a 21st thing. And obviously, once we book the flights, more of my family will know, and they might say, "Oh, okay, well, here's an early," you know, and so it's worked out really, really well. But I'm excited for that. I'm one of those people. I don't know if you're the same in situations where, first, if I want something, I will get it, no matter how long it takes. I will get it. You know.
Oh yeah.
And I like organising things and planning things. I'm just one of those people where I will sit there and just write everything in detail that doesn't even need to be written down. I just enjoy doing it and stuff. So I've been doing that at the minute. And then we've just got to book our flights, and it's official. So I'm really excited. I'm already really like, you know, and it's anyway, back on topic. So with your like work and what you do, how long have you been doing it for? And how did you like get into doing it?
Yeah, so I've been like working with people in the industry for like 5 years now. I started taking a couple classes when I was in high school. Like my school offered a couple classes, graphic design related and like web design, stuff like that. But the first time I ever like really worked on something, somebody reached out to me on Twitter who's now actually one of my best friends. His name is Matt Walden.
I know of the name. Don't know him, but
he used to do you know Press Play?
Again, I know of it, but
okay. Yeah, it used to be like this really big social media tour here in America. And so he used to do that, and now he's just an independent artist. His music's great, but he reached out to me to do his EP cover art. And that was like the first big thing I ever worked on.
Oh, that's sick then. So who can you name some people who you've worked for and what you've done for them, who you haven't already said?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me think. I've worked with, I don't know if you know who Martin is. He's another artist from California.
Maybe.
He's like a smaller artist, but his music's awesome. He's actually pretty big in Korea. I've done like his merch. He recently just put out a music video, and I did like the title graphics that come up on the screen with like the song title, the artist name. I did that. I've worked a lot with Max, Jack J. Let me think. Man, I can't remember. I can never remember all the people I've worked with because it's grown to be such a long list over the last like couple years. I don't know if you know the band In Real Life. They were like a boy band here. One of their members, Sergio, he went solo and he puts out his own stuff now, and I work with him pretty consistently. I've done some stuff for like Columbia Records artists. Yeah, that's like.
So you've done quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And are you happy with how it's going? Are you happy with, you know, and is it like, if you don't mind me asking, is it like a proper job where you get paid, or is it something you do like just because you want to?
Yeah. So
obviously you don't have to say how much.
No, you're fine. I freelance, so it's like I don't have a consistent income, but whenever I work with people, they usually pay me pretty well. I mean, I have my rates, but like at the same time, not everybody has the same budget. So like if they can't afford it, I'm just like, you know what, like it's fine.
Like you want something, you just you like you can what's the word? You compromise. That's the right word.
Yeah, absolutely, all the time. I have thought about working for a label, but if I work with the label, most of the time I wouldn't be able to work with any artists that are not on the label. And so like that's a big thing for me because I love working with a bunch of different people and not just like who they restrict me to work with. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I haven't gone for like a label path yet. So the freelance thing is working out pretty well though.
I think though as well, when you work with artists who reach out to you, or and at the end of the day, coming from someone who, because I sing and I do YouTube
Yeah,
and I do photography, if you don't ask, you don't get. And as
absolutely.
I mean, me personally, just because my anxiety goes out the roof, I do get a bit nervous when I like email or DM someone asking if they want to do something together, because it is like, well, if they say no, that is so embarrassing.
Oh,
But
for sure.
if you don't do it, you won't get it.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing I learned from this year because prior to this year, I was posting here and there, but I wasn't really doing my part in reaching out to people just because I was like, they're never gonna answer me. You know,
Yeah,
they probably have their people already. And this year, like, I made it a goal for myself to just like, if I want to work with this person, like, I'm gonna reach out to them, and if they respond, great, and if they don't, like, that's fine too. And surprisingly, a lot of people responded.
yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, and as well, because you're working with even smaller artists, they're obviously going to give you credit. They're going to post about it. That will get you
Exactly.
seen by other people, whether they decide to reach out straight away or not at all. It's still being
Mhm.
seen, and it, as you said, Johnson randomly messaged you out the
Yeah.
blue. Like it
Yeah.
can happen, you know what I mean? And I think it's a very talented. I mean, any careers, it's talent. You got to have talent to be in career, but I think that's it's a very like persistent career as well, because you can't just sit there and do like a half-assed job because it won't get you anywhere. You have to like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So I mean, I could never do that. I tried to design a logo for this bloody YouTube channel and it looks pants, but it's
Oh my God, no.
I didn't. But at the end of the day, the whole point of doing this was to be like, just chill. Um, so I was like, who needs a really big logo at the minute? I'm just starting off. That's why I'm doing it through
Sure.
this, because it's chill. We're just chatting. It's nothing professional. It's just, and I've the same thing talking about messaging people. I've DM'd and emailed a few people who like, I'm like, they probably won't reply, and I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, but you have to do it. And
Sure.
I've got a few people who, like, I know I'm not going to say who it is because I don't like spoiling who comes on.
Yeah.
But there's this guy who used to be in a boy band. You probably wouldn't have heard of the boy band there. I will tell you after this who it is. Um,
Okay.
but they were not big in England, but they went on a talent show here.
Okay.
So that's how people might know them. And when they broke up, I stayed in contact with a couple of them. And the one I'm speaking to now, he's moved to Australia. But he
Oh,
said he will happily come on, which is, and it's nice that people have said they'll do it. I've had a few friends say they'll come on, which obviously I want a mix of like friends, not strangers, but people I've never spoke to, because I think it's nice to get to know each other as well as people watching, getting to know people, and so it's going well. I've just got to
awesome.
keep going. But yeah, we'll talk about some random stuff now. Why not? Let's have a chat. I don't know. I mean, I've said this every single time. There's not exactly a lot to talk about at the minute with everything going on. But have you? It's back to work. But have you got any plans with anyone else, or is there anyone that you really want to work with that you're trying to? I mean, you don't have to say the name if you don't want, but yeah, tell me a bit about the future for your work. Let's put it that way.
No, yeah. I mean, I can definitely name drop just because, it's good to put it out into the universe and see what happens. I mean, obviously, like, there's like the big people that I'd like die to work with, like Justin Bieber, Ariana
Yeah,
Grande, like those are like my like favorite artists like ever. And then I mean, obviously, you know, then there's the smaller people too that I'll probably reach out to at some point. A lot of people have been putting stuff out this year, but at the same time, a lot of people haven't. And so that's why I've kind of been like in between, like, oh, should I reach out to them now or just wait until they start doing stuff? So I don't have anyone specifically in mind right now, but there's still like a long list of people. There's actually, I don't, so I don't love working with influencers because I haven't had the best experiences with most of them, but there are some that I'm open to working with because I've been fans of theirs for like a long time, like Kian and JC.
Yeah.
I've been like the biggest O2L fan for like ever. And so I don't know if you watched that charity live stream they did the other night.
No, but my best friend was watching it, so she was tweeting every 2 seconds, and I was just, because I got notifications on Twitter. I was just, yeah, okay, she's just keeping me updated. My whole timeline was tweeting about it, to be honest. So I didn't need to watch it to really see what was going on.
It was an awesome live stream. But those are two people from YouTube that I'd love to work with. I did, you know, their reality house series.
Yeah.
So I think it was this the second season? Yeah, the second season that they did. I made one of those Instagram filters, like which member of the reality house are you? And I don't know how, but they saw it on Twitter and then they used it on their Instagram. And then literally every cast member that was on the season of Reality House used the filter and it just like blew up out of nowhere. It was crazy.
So do you like, do you prefer, I know it's only like it's little, but do you prefer making the Instagram filters or the TikTok sounds? Like what, I feel like the TikTok sounds more enjoyable to do for me personally. Not that you're not talented elsewhere. They're more enjoyable to do, but I feel like the Instagram filters are way more creative. So how, you know, is there a favourite for you, or do you genuinely enjoy both for them, like making them?
Yeah. I think honestly, it's kind of like an even, like the TikTok sounds are super easy to make. And so that's why I like them a lot, because if it gets on the right people's For You pages, then the sound will blow up and everybody will start using it. And it's like, I'm not making them to grow my own TikTok. I just love seeing people use my stuff. Like, I think
I like those kind of videos. I like writing, and I like just like, you know, that's probably another reason why I like them more. I mean, I like the Instagram filters because I think they can be hilarious sometimes as well, depending on what, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I think you've got like if my belly grumbles, I'm sorry, I'm starving. I haven't eaten for ages. I was gonna make me a nice cup of tea, nice British thing to do for this call, and I just was too lazy, and I've got a Capri Sun instead.
Oh God, I love that.
Do you have Capri Suns in America?
We do. Yeah, they used to be so big when I was in like elementary school.
I love Capri Suns. Oh. Speaking of Ariana, Sweetener movie.
I'm not ready for the movie, but the movie is also not ready for me, because I went to one of the shows and it was like honestly the best experience I think I've had at a show maybe ever. Like, because the whole setup that she had with, like, I was in the pit. I didn't buy a pit ticket, but like we're not gonna go into that. But I've done it before.
We can, yeah.
It's just something we have to do, you know?
It's like, easy. Like, I'm sorry if any security guards who I've ever come across see this video, but it is so easy sometimes to sneak into the pit. It's not hard at all.
Oh yeah. So I really loved the whole setup that she had with like the whole catwalk going around, because it was super interactive, and literally wherever you were, honestly, in the whole arena, because even the lower level had like a great view of everything because the stage was just so big.
Yeah.
So it might have been my favorite experience going to a show, but also then when she put out the live album, like that's all I listened to for like weeks. So I'm so excited.
I'm excited because I've never actually, the last time I saw her live, and the only time I've actually seen her live, was 2015 at the Honeymoon. tour.
No way.
And that was, I don't even have clips and stuff from it because my phone like broke. So I had to use my friend's phone. So I like have no like footage or anything. I mean, I know it's more taking in the concert and remembering the concert, but you've got to have the memories there to look at as well.
I agree.
And I think it's London, isn't it? One of the London dates that is in the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody said that the entire movie was just the London show, but I know the live album was like multiple shows, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because obviously I've never seen her live, so I know it's not the same, but it will be good to see what it's like at her
for sure.
recent gigs because she's changed a lot since 2015. So
yeah,
it's going to be like sick. Speaking of, I like when I can talk to someone about the same things. So let's talk about Jack and Jack for a bit. Let's talk about Jack and Jack. So
let's do it.
When did you first start liking them? Like, how did you find them? Start supporting them?
So I think, well, no, I know that I found them on Vine. And so that was like the same time around, Kaylin and Miles. They have a song together actually, but I found both of them around the same time. But Jack and Jack really just like stuck with me. And so like I watched all their Vines, and then when they started putting out the music like that, honestly, like one of the game changers in music, honestly.
Because something, whenever like I speak about that song to someone who's not into like the same stuff as me or the same people as me, for example, and they're like, I don't know that. I went, oh, let me just play the chorus. They're like, oh, I know that. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Exactly. People know it and don't even know that they do.
Is that, yeah, I remember I found them on Vine as well, and it was like 2013 when Vine was like with everyone, like, and I wanted to see them live at the 2015. I think it was 2015 when they toured here last time. I think it was. I wanted to see them with my friend Chanel, but obviously back then I was 14, had no money, wasn't working, had school, and it was like £99 for VIP and then a ticket as well. I was like,
yeah,
maybe not. And then I never, no joke, I never ever thought I'd meet them ever because it's kind of tricky here anyway.
Really?
Well, it's always harder here to meet Americans, especially when they don't come here often. I mean, I know they started.
Oh, got you.
And then I remember this sounds really creepy to anyone who doesn't understand it, but I always wanted to meet someone who I supported at an airport. I just liked the idea of it.
Oh, that's like the biggest thing here.
Exactly. So I always wanted to, but I never got the chance. And then they obviously, I don't think Rise had, did it come out? Yeah, Rise had been out for like 2 weeks, and they flew to the UK in 2018 they flew out for promo.
I remember, yeah.
Then they went back and came back like a month later for the summertime ball. Don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah. Well, the first time that they flew down, I was like to my mate Jess, I was like, we're going to that airport. We are meeting them. I was nervous because it's the first time I'd planned something like this. So I was like, what if we've got the wrong day? What if we've got the wrong flight? What if? We had an all-nighter. We didn't sleep all night. Got on a coach at 2 a.m. in the morning. Travelled to London on a coach for 4.5 hours.
That's crazy.
Didn't sleep. Got there for like 6 a.m. Didn't even meet them till about 10 a.m. So we were waiting around for like 4 hours. And then I met him and I was like, and it's just like, did that happen? Because it was like a week before they announced that they were coming to England. I literally tweeted saying, I'm never meeting Jack and Jack even while they're in England. It's not going to happen. And then like a week later,
it happened.
It's crazy. And then obviously their tour, I met them. I went to 6 dates. I was like, as soon as they announced that tour, I was like, you know what? I am not just doing one date. This is the first time I'm seeing them at their own gig.
Yeah.
Bitch, I am going to every
That's
UK date.
awesome.
I went to 2 Europe ones. I wish I'd done more, to be fair. But, you know, and then I had so many plans. I was like, you know what, next time they tour, I'm doing even more. And then, I mean, I know they've not broken up, but now they're doing solo stuff. And I'm like, that means like extra money and extra cash spent on separate people. But yeah,
Well, actually, I don't know, because I think it was maybe last week or the week before, Johnson had mentioned something to someone. I saw a clip on Twitter about like, was that you? About like an Omaha boy? Yeah.
Should I show you the clip? Hang on. It was me, because I was on the meet and greet with him, and he was like, because I can't remember what I said. I was showing him my tattoos, and I've got one for like I've got Jack and Jack, Sammy, and Skate.
Okay.
And he was like, what did he say? He said, he went, well, I think we're going to do an Omaha tour once all of this is over. I was like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, if that happens, they will take all of my money. Like,
honestly, let me just find it. I don't know how to use phones. You have to bear with. Why is that? This one? Let me.
But are you all
work again in a second?
Okay.
And which.
That's amazing to hear. That's like seriously awesome. The fact that our words.
I think it's after this bit.
Okay.
That's amazing, and it goes unnoticed. Wait, so that skate one, is that like a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain? Is that?
Yeah, and I've got a Sammy one. It says I've got 10 seconds, so there you go.
Oh, you're good. We can go a little past. It's all good.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah. That's amazing though. Seriously, and I think all of us Omaha boys are gonna try and go on tour together somewhat soon. Once everything resumes.
I was like, yes, because I've always wanted to go to America for a gig, as well as do like other stuff. But I wanted to work around it being like, I go for the sake of, I've always wanted to go, but there's a gig there that I want to go to, and obviously everything's kind of messed that up. So we're just gonna, I think me and my friend have said, we're gonna see if anyone's touring in New York at the time we're there that we would want to go and see, so we can do the concert experience.
Okay.
But when they tour, if I can, I am coming back to America for it. Straight up. Like, imagine that, Omaha Boys tour.
Yeah. Honestly, I know like shows are good anywhere you go, but I feel like the energy at a New York show for like anyone that I've ever been to is so different from everywhere else.
I personally, the first time I travelled for a tour and did like more than one day was 2017. It was for the Vamps, and ever since then, if I properly stand someone, I never just do one day. I can't. There's no way. 2018 Vamps tour, I did 5 shows. 2019 Vamps tour, 4 shows, like Jack and Jack, etc. Sammy, I went to Amsterdam and London. I was like, okay, I'm not going to Europe for him. Like, it, and I think it'd be sick to do it in America as well, because then that's like I've done Europe, America, England, like that's everything, and that's sick to me to be like, I'm just, I can't believe I'm going. I'm excited.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so Christmas next week. Feel like doesn't feel like Christmas
at all. Honestly, like I'm used to doing so much more around this time, and like I could still go do it because everything is up here, but it's not the same thing.
No, like I decided to have a tree in my room today.
I love it.
Because obviously it looks really good. Because we obviously went into a lockdown last month, and I was bored, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Christmas tree for my bedroom. Because why not?
Exactly.
And it looks pretty sick. And I've got my presents. But it just doesn't feel like normal. Like it's Christmas. I know it's Christmas, and I've been doing everything normal, but it just doesn't feel like the same. Because I don't know I don't know how it is over there, but as I said, it's messed up here. So we're in a system where we're in like tiers of how bad, and like the further up in a tier you are, the more restrictions you have.
Yeah.
Which just makes no sense because everyone's in the top tier at the minute. So what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah.
But he's put us all in like the top tier at Boris Johnson, good old Boris. And next week, for 5 days over Christmas, you can mix with 6 people, 6 households.
Okay.
So as soon as Christmas is over, we're going to have a third spike.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, I get why he wants to do it. So people who need, like if I was living alone, I will go and spend Christmas with my family. I'm not going to spend it on my own. So I get that. But why is he telling people who don't need to mix to mix?
Exactly.
Like, we're not doing it. We're not mixing. There's 4 of us in the house. We're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
My dad might have me and my brother for a couple of hours because it's separated parents. It's allowed anyway. And it would only be for a couple of hours to open presents and stuff. But apart from that, I'm not going to go and see anyone that I normally would. Because why do we have to? Like, there's 4 of us in the house. We don't need to mix. I get like single living people or like single parents with babies who might, stuff like that. I get, but and also why is it 5 days?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't he have said for people who are traveling Christmas Eve to Boxing Day? Because when you're traveling there and back, you're in a car anyway. You can't catch anything in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So the only contact you'd have is on Christmas, and that's 1 day. Whereas 5 days, you're giving them like, it makes no sense. And it's like, I think with England, most places are in tier 3, which is the worst tier. Mm-hmm. And there's a small variety of places in tier 2. I don't get why he can't say, if you're in tier 3, you can't mix at all.
Right.
But tier 2, you can. Because even though I think it's still dodge, it's like that makes more sense than 5 days for everyone when there's worse. Like at my city, like my area where I'm from in the UK, before we went into our lockdown, we had like no better in any cases. We were great.
Oh, wow.
We were great, and then we went into lockdown. We're like the 3rd worst place in the whole of England.
That's insane.
None of it makes sense to me. Not coronavirus is just the most confusing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. I'm not one of those people. It's real, obviously. It's just all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. It's obviously a thing. I don't agree with the people saying it's fake, because how's it fake?
Exactly.
But I just think everything's messed up. Like, I think if things were done in better ways and things, I think things would be different if things were different. If that makes any sense. But it's crazy. I can't. It'll, by the time, like, the UK, I mean, I don't know about anywhere else, but by the time the UK fully have the vaccine and by the time it gets back to normal, it'll have been a year of lockdown.
Yeah.
That's like mad.
Crazy.
When you think about it, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I just can't. But I've personally spoke to a lot more people since. And I know that probably sounds like I didn't want to talk to anyone beforehand, but I think it's just one of those things where
we've had more time now. Like, we used to be out and about doing so many things, working, going to shows, going to hang out. Like, we were just all over the place. So it's like we didn't really have the time. And now time is all we have. We're just home all day.
Exactly. And that's probably why we found more time to talk to people. And I think it's been nice, like, catching up with people. And although it's been a very like crap year, I think it's made me realise a lot of things. Like, and when we come out of this, I will not take like that airport thing with Jack and Jack. I moaned for days afterwards. I was like, I'm so tired. I waited around for hours. I will not take that for granted after all this. I will happily do that again without complaining after all of this. Because,
no, for sure.
you know, we've done nothing this year. I mean, gigs have been one of the big gigs in theatre. My life
Exactly.
has gone. I'm not working because the industry that I work in is a pub. I work at my granddad's pub. So, you know, I'm at university, but it's like all online at the minute. It's not what you want it. Nothing is what people want it to be, but it is
at all.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is a bit, you know, but it's been nice chatting. I think we've been on for like ages, so I'll let you get on with your bits and bobs.
Oh my God, please, I love this.
It's been nice chatting and getting to know you a bit more.
Same.
And this podcast will be up on Friday. So
awesome.
I will make sure to send you the link and whatnot. But yeah, it's been nice chatting. I hope you have, I mean, it's like midday, isn't it? Like 1 o'clock or something where you are?
Yeah, it's like about to be 1.
Have a nice afternoon. It's nearly 6 p.m. here. It's just crazy. Time zones.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to see what work you come out with Johnson and other people.
I'm excited to share it. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
That's okay. Thank you for coming on, being the third guest. So quite soon in as well. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, whoever's tuned in, and I will see you on the next podcast.